Psychiatry.org defines an eating disorder as an illness in which the person experiences severe disturbances in their eating behaviors and related thoughts and emotions. People with eating disorders typically become preoccupied with food and their body weight. This website also states that in many cases, eating disorders occur together with other psychiatric disorders like anxiety, panic, obsessive-compulsive disorder, and alcohol and drug abuse problems. New evidence suggests that heredity might play a part in why certain people develop eating disorders. But these disorders also afflict many people who have no prior family history. The three most common eating disorders are anorexia nervosa, bulimia nervosa, and binge eating disorder. So what are these eating disorders, and how can we know if our loved ones may suffer from them? According to nationaleatingdisorders.org, anorexia nervosa is defined as an eating disorder characterized by weight loss or lack of appropriate weight gain in grown children, difficulties maintaining an appropriate body weight for height, age, and stature, and in many individuals, distorted body image. People with anorexia generally restrict the number of calories and the types of food they eat. Some people with the disorder also exercise compulsively, purge via vomiting and laxatives, and or binge eat. MentalHealthFirstAid.org gives 4 characteristics of anorexia. These characteristics are constantly expressing disdain for their body or how unsatisfied they are with the way they look, even if they are fit and toned, maintaining a body weight that is at least 15% below the national average for their age and height, missing at least 3 menstrual cycles consecutively, and an intense fear of gaining weight or appearing fat. Health concerns for people with anorexia is that the body is denied the essential nutrients it needs to function normally. Thus, the body is forced to slow down all of its processes to conserve energy, resulting in serious medical consequences. NationalEatingDisorders.org defines bulimia nervosa as a serious, potentially life-threatening eating disorder characterized by a cycle of binging and compensatory behaviors such as self-induced vomiting designed to undo or compensate for the effects of binge eating. MentalHealthFirstAid.org gives 2 characteristics of bulimia. These characteristics are overthinking of self-image, body shape, and or weight, and episodes of uncontrolled eating that occur at least 2 times a week for up to 3 months or longer. Health concerns for people suffering with bulimia include the fact that bulimia can affect the entire digestive system and can lead to electrolyte and chemical imbalances in the body that affect the heart and other major organ functions. According to NationalEatingDisorders.org, binge eating disorder is defined as a severe, life-threatening, and treatable eating disorder characterized by recurrent episodes of eating large quantities of food, often very quickly and to the point of discomfort, a feeling of a loss of control during the binge, experiencing shame, distress, or guilt afterwards, and not regularly using unhealthy compensatory measures, example purging, to counter the binge eating. Binge eating disorder is the most common eating disorder in the United States. MentalHealthFirstAid.org gives 3 characteristics of binge eating disorder. These 3 characteristics include continuous weight gain, eating in secret, and a feeling of shame when a friend or loved one finds their food stashed, and an intense satisfaction when eating, followed by remorse and mood swings. Health concerns for people suffering with binge eating disorder include the health risks of those that are most commonly associated with clinical obesity, weight stigma, and weight cycling, which is also known as yo-yo dieting. So how do we help loved ones who are struggling with eating disorders? NationalEatingDisorders.org gives a list of actions we can take to help the people we love who are struggling with these eating disorders. The list is as follows. Learn as much as you can about eating disorders and rehearse what you want to say to your loved one. Be honest and talk openly about your concerns with the person who is struggling with eating or body image problems. Use I statements. Focus on behaviors that you have personally observed, such as I've noticed that you aren't eating dinner with us anymore, or I'm worried about how frequently you're going to the gym. Stick to the facts. Talk about behaviors and changes you have observed and calmly point out why you are concerned. Be caring but be firm. Avoid making rules, promises, or expectations that you cannot or will not uphold. For example, I promise not to tell anyone, or if you do this one more time, I'll never talk to you again. Remove potential stigma. Remind your loved one that there's no shame in admitting you struggle with an eating disorder or other mental health issue. Avoid overly simplistic solutions. Being told just stop or just eat isn't helpful. Be prepared for negative reactions. Encourage them to seek professional help and tell someone. The most important thing to help your loved one is to convince them to seek therapy.